Take it away, Regan.
What's up? This is the new and improved Webisodes. Today, we will be talking about accidental gaming experiences. Now, what I mean by that is, like, say, something happened, right? Like, say you've never gamed before, and you get thrown in the hospital for some odd reason. And they give you an N64 maybe, you know? Like, let's say this is 2002, okay? Because this happened to me in 2002. But I was in the hospital, and they're like, oh, well, you're gonna have to go overnight. So here's a TV and a gaming console in case you're bored. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Never played video games before. You guys want to guess the first video game I ever played? Donkey Kong 64.
Nice.
Guess what it did? Yes. My God, this isn't on my list either. I'm just saying. Wow. That it was a revolution. So we're talking about accidental experiences, sort of like that one in this episode of the Webisodes. So we're gonna kick it off with Dick Skywalker. Let's see what he has as his number 3.
Okay, so leading up until just right before you explained that story, I only had 2 and I couldn't think of a third to save my life, but you just refreshed a part of my brain that completely was lost until now. So I had a staph infection in, I think it was 5th grade, and I was in the hospital for a little while, and they had to keep me overnight for testing one day.
Was it children's? Was it children's?
I don't think it was the children's in Pittsburgh. I think it was a different hospital, and then I ended up going to children's for the treatment. This was before I started going to children's hospital, like before my mom and I knew about Pittsburgh being such a great place and shit. But I was there overnight, and they wheeled in a GameCube, and that was actually the first time that I played Madden, I think, because I had my mom and my dad there, and I wanted the game, and my dad and I were playing Madden, and I'm pretty sure that was the first time I ever played Madden, and I ended up loving Madden, so I routinely got Madden games after that, but I completely and totally forgot about that until you just said that. So that is an accidental gaming experience, and an accidental remembering of the gaming experience.
There you go. There you go. Go ahead, Keith. I'm gonna say my first one for.
I don't have an order. Like I was going to go from earliest to latest. So since we did like first gaming experiences, I'm just going to go ahead and start mine. It was like
go for it.
Late summer '98, my 3rd birthday, and
This boy remembers this.
Yeah,
dude, I remember this so well just because of what it started. And I haven't played many games before, other than my dad's Sega Genesis a little bit, like a wrestling game, and a couple of arcade games. But for my 3rd birthday, I got a TV with a VCR built in, which is the shit, and I got a PS1, and my first game was Blasto, which I actually did a gameplay video on it last year, and that started everything. Like I was hooked.
Wow. Nice. Alright, time for me to go with my number 3, which, okay, so this is when, I'm not trying to get in dramatic, sad backstory, but this is when I was in foster care, okay? And I was living in Centerville, Pennsylvania, or whatever, and then I hear all this commotion downstairs. This one time I'm playing GameCube, you know, playing Sonic Adventure 2, just having little by myself time, and then I hear downstairs like a commotion. I'm like, what's going on? And I go downstairs and I see like 4 TVs just around the living room, just like hooked into different outlets, but all of the Xboxes were like connected with wires and such, and I had no idea what was going on.
Oh.
And I'm like, and they're like, hey, you want to play? I'm like, what do you mean you want to play? They're like, we're playing System Link. I'm like, System Link?
Oh shit.
What the hell is System Link? They're playing Halo 2, okay?
Nice.
And they're playing System Link. And I get on this, right? I absolutely sucked ass at Halo 2 then, because this is the first time I picked up the game. I didn't know what any of these weapons did. You know, I picked the plasma rifle, and the Needler just because it looked cool. And we were playing like what? I think it was 8-player. We did like 2 on each screen, and we did like dude, it was insane. Like I've never had so much fun, and I was using the plasma pistol to make paintball, marks on the wall and write stuff, and people would kill me in the middle of doing that. But still, I had a blast, man. And that's when the first time I got teabagged too. So I'm not gonna, you can't go wrong with
like you enjoyed it far more than you should have.
Everyone remembers
their
first teabag.
That was before. That was before I knew what.
I remember the first time I was teabagged.
Yo, here's the thing. I was like 6 at the time, and I didn't realize that he's just, rubbing his scrotum and his balls in my face as a sign of disrespect. I didn't notice that's what was going on. So I was like, okay.
He's dancing with my dead body. Thank you, friend.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay. He's bouncing up and down, and
He's doing CPR for crutch.
My body's all ragging around, shaking while he's doing it, but it's okay. It doesn't mean anything. Alright, so that's my number 3.
Nice.
Good old Halo 2 System Link. And I didn't even play the campaign, which is amazing, but I didn't play the campaign. The multiplayer was my experience. And back to you, Hardy.
Okay, so I'm doing the same thing that Keith is doing with like chronological order. So my next one was actually whenever I found out about Fallout New Vegas. So I got my Xbox 360 and I was trying to find new games and get new experiences, and somebody said, oh yeah, try Fallout, you'll love it. I can't remember who suggested it. I think it was one of you.
No.
What?
Okay.
What?
I know this story. I'm gonna interfere with this. You went over my house and played Fallout 4.
No, I remember playing Fallout 4, but I thought that somebody mentioned Fallout beforehand, and then you told me that you had Fallout 4.
I think I might have suggested New Vegas, because New Vegas was like the best of that generation.
Right. And
I remember
didn't
you
have
came over to my house. Came over to my house to game, and I'm like, because my friend Robbie, I was, game sharing with him on Xbox One in the Xbox One early days. So he got for Fallout 4 and Halo 5, and that's I wanted Halo 5. That's the reason I was game sharing. I was like, oh, I haven't played Fallout 4 yet. Hardy, you mind? You want to take turns on this? He's like,
right.
Yeah, okay. And then we play it, and he's like,
and then I ended up getting Fallout New
yeah,
Vegas.
After I died,
Fallout 3.
Yeah, after I died the first time, this guy is literally an hour and a half just collecting things in the first area. Like, not dying or anything, just...
That's Fallout.
Just collecting things. Yeah, but, like, I didn't realize that's what it was gonna be. Like, that was my first Fallout experience, too. And then here's Hardy just collecting things. He's like, you know what you just did? I'm like, what did I just do? He's like, I love games like these. Yeah. And then, like,
I do. And, like, people... I've played games like that before, like all of the Lego games. I used to play those with other people, like I gamed on, I think it was Lego Batman or something with Jordan whenever that first came out, and I was always the dude like running around trying to grab all the Lego studs.
Oh, you were like that in like a Star Wars, dude.
Yeah, I'm that way. So like I get super focused on completion without even realizing it.
Like you 100%
I'll just
completed
run around and try to find all of the hidden shit in the map. And it gets on other people's nerves, but that's why I actually loved Fallout. So Fallout New Vegas, I put 76 hours in on that game in the first week and a half, I think, and I was at like 112 hours in the first 3 weeks of that game.
Here's the thing with that. He was on a full 5-day work schedule too, and he managed to get that many of hours to Fallout in.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I was working 5 days a week. And just like I would get home, I would shower, I'd hop on Fallout New Vegas. I would take the dogs out whenever they needed to go out, take care of whatever chores I needed to do, and then game super late. And then I'd go to sleep, wake up in the morning, go to work, come back home, Fallout New Vegas. Right away again. Just wrecking that game. And then that was an accidental experience, but I just want to state for the record for anybody who's ever played Fallout New Vegas. So, since that was my first Fallout experience, I didn't realize that the suggested, like, level areas, like, for the DLCs and stuff, were actually super important, that you get to that level first if you want to play it properly. So
Yeah.
I think I was level 8 or something, and I went to one of the DLCs without realizing it was the DLC right away, and it was the Sierra Madre, and you're supposed to wait until like level 20 or 25 to do that, and I did it at level 8, and like I was getting fucking ripped out. It was tough, but then I started, like, you get better guns throughout it and so on and so forth, so I was doing okay. But whenever it comes time for like the different people in the Sierra Madre that you can like try to save, like that one Goonie dude, like, that has multiple personalities, and the chick who has her mouth sewed shut and that stuff. So you have to pass like speech checks to talk these people out of whatever was happening. Like, I think that they killed themselves, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played it, but you have to like accomplish speech checks, and each one was like, it started out, the first one was speech check 100, and at that time I was like 60, and I'm like, no, I don't want you to die, and they're like, nope, don't believe you, dead. I'm like, no, this sucks so bad. Got to the next one, they were speech check 80, he killed himself. I'm like, this is awful.
Yo, Keith.
Ripping out my heart. And then the last one, the character that I hated, like, it was, I can't even remember the dude, but it was my least favorite of the 3, and his speech check I was able to pass, and I had him save himself. I'm like, fuck you, dude, fuck you. My other 2 people died, and you're the only one that I saved. Fuck yourself, man. Like, I was so freaking mad at that game, dude. And then it ripped my heart out whenever I had to like decide where to go with the missiles. So for the end of it, anybody who's played it, you gotta decide between like the NCR or whatever they're called, Caesar, so on and so forth. You gotta make a call on that, and your little droid companion dude has to die to do it. Like, I was so mad.
Oh, Eddie or whatever his name was.
Yes. EDE.
Yeah, that's it.
I was so mad.
Okay, Keith, you know what that reminds me of? Just 2 days ago, okay? I decided to go through the Gerudo part of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with 4 hearts and all goblin equipment.
Oh, you poor bastard.
Yo, that final boss, one hit killed me with the lightning rod so many times. And then somehow I got through it perfect dodging. Like, no, I did nothing but perfect dodges the whole time during that boss battle. And I got him that way.
Yeah.
And then, like, I watched some stuff on YouTube, and I saw them with, like, 11 hearts doing that battle. I'm like,
What was
I
it,
think
your
I
first
might have gone to...
dungeon?
Yeah, that was the first part I went to.
Oh! Dude, I played the game twice, and that's always been the last one I do, because that one's fucking hard about the abilities you get from the other ones.
Yeah, dude, I did that one first, and then I did Zora.
Usually I do Zora first.
Huh?
Usually I do Zora first, and then the Rivali, or whatever.
I did Gerudo, and then Zora, and now I'm working on Goron.
Man, I would actually almost recommend going to the bird, because that ability is the most useful.
Oh, man. Okay, so Keith, go ahead on to your number 2.
This one is probably a similar one to all you had, but you didn't mention it, so I'm going to go with it. Who remembers their Game Boys?
Oh, and everyone remembered the Game Boys. Wait. The original, the color, or the SP?
Well,
the color.
Color.
Okay. How dare you not mention the Advance? You jump right to the SP.
So I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. I still have my Game Boy Color.
Marty, you're the only one that used it, okay?
Everybody used it whenever it first came out, and then they came out with the SP.
I didn't get the
Advance
when it came out.
Different one.
I still have the Game Boy Color.
The Advance were perfect.
Alright, go ahead, Keith.
So, it started off with Pokemon Yellow.
Yes!
Because my stepbrother had a copy of like Pokemon Gold that didn't save.
Okay.
And I was always playing it.
So before you go too deep into this, I actually wanted to do a webisode specifically on our journeys through the Pokemon games.
Okay. Then I'll make this quick.
Okay, then I will not use mine because like his talking just now reminded me that my Pokemon experience would be probably better than what my last one was going to be. But I'll save the Pokemon thing for that webisode.
I
Yeah,
don't have
that's-
another one, so I'm just gonna make this really quick then.
No,
You can
stick with
use
yours.
it.
Okay.
You can use it. You can use it. It's just the fact, don't go in too much detail, like going down
Okay.
your path. Like Yellow can be your game-changing experience.
So it wasn't really Yellow, but Yellow got me like where I started off because like I started
Okay.
collecting them all and playing by moonlight, whatever the street lights, whenever I go past like whatever.
Mhm.
But when Emerald came out,
2005.
I got it for Christmas. I was playing Yellow to death for the last several years. Had Pokemon Emerald with my Game Boy Advance SP. Finally got a backlight. Because of that alone, that's probably why I hit 400 hours played on that game.
Wow.
Dude, we've
That was
all
over the course of
racked up
several
hours
years.
and hours.
That was
Hours
the
and hours
most.
on Pokemon games.
Definitely.
That was the most hours I collected in a single game.
I
Okay,
had like
so here's...
365 hours into Ruby.
Dude, I had...
And Ruby has less stuff to
We
do.
all did. We all did, man.
But
Here's the thing about the Pokemon, the Gen 3 era. Okay, so far it's been the longest lasting one, to be honest. Okay,
it had the longest
2005.
story.
It went 2003 all the way to 2007 is when all those games lasted. Plus you had Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Leaf Green, Fire Red, and also the GameCube ones that allowed you to battle in 3D with your Game Boy
I
games,
didn't have that.
Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness.
I didn't have that, but it was still amazing.
Those two were absolutely amazing, but we're not going to get into detail with the Pokemon stuff right now. So I'm going to go on to my number 2. Okay, and this was the holiday of 2007 going to 2008, okay? So it's a few days before Christmas, right? And my mother's like, okay, this is just going to be an early gift to everybody. It was a Wii, okay? And she's like, this I got for the family. We played Wii Sports for literally 14 hours straight as the family. Okay, thank you, Keith. Also, yeah, holy crap, man. Wii Sports.
Yes.
Wow, we played it for so long. I'm not saying it's a fantastic game, because I can look at other games, like with motion controls, and I'll be like, okay, this game is so much better than Wii Sports. But still, Wii Sports started that motion control adventure for me. And we played, it was a family experience. It played Wii Bowling, we went through Wii Golf, the Wii Boxing, tennis, we went through all of them. It was awesome. And to follow that one up, the year after was the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games was released. That
one was lit.
That one was lit. It is literally, it is the best family play game of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. That or
That
Mario Party. One of the Mario parties was
Okay,
really,
but
I can't remember which one, but that one, at the Olympic Games, was just next level for its time. That was amazing.
Yes, like that's 2008, right? This is the same year Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out.
Oh
Okay.
shit! I played that too much.
Yeah, dude, we all have. That's literally the Smash Bros. Game that we grew up with.
I still remember the
But
theme.
anyways. Okay, so that's my number 2 is Wii Sports. Like, if you guys want to comment below later down in the video, I want to hear your Wii Sports thoughts. Now, since I was the last one with round 2, we're gonna go with round 1. Hardy, what is your top accidental game?
Alright, so it's not my top, it's just my most recent, because I went in chronological, just because it's easier to, like, show progression for me. So, I was already into Fortnite,
You brought Battle Royale into this.
You did
I
it.
brought Battle Royale into this. Yes, you can fight me if you want. However,
Okay, let's go.
I worked my
Settle
way
in
into
my door.
Fortnite. I didn't expect to like Fortnite. I played it a couple of times at somebody else's house. Ended up liking it, so downloaded it. Played it for a little while. Got frustrated at it. Stopped for a few months because like I couldn't build, so I just ignored the game completely. And then got back into it. Got good at that, but then I was like feeling a lull in it, and then they released Apex Legends. So Apex, you don't have to build or anything.
Hey,
I'm
boys.
fine at building now. I love Apex though. So it was suggested to me by somebody who I game with currently. And they're like, oh yeah, we should try Apex. I'm hearing all sorts of good stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want to stick with Fortnite. I don't know. I kind of want to stick with Fortnite. Downloaded it anyways just to get them to stop mentioning it. And then
It's
played
free.
it a couple of times. And I love the game. It's so solid. So that was accidental. That was more of a, oh, I'm going to download this so that you stop mentioning it to me. And then I'm like, oh, hey, this is pretty good.
Oh, man.
All right, on to Keith. You're number
All right.
one.
He dropped the Battle Royale mic.
Here's my
Yes.
most recent one. This is back in. It actually took place for a course of a couple of years, but like I'll just shorten it down. It started 2013. I just moved out to Utah for college, and
Okay.
I brought my PS3 with me and everything, and I was still playing like my PS3 a good bit, even though it was outdated then. Here's the PS4.
No, PS4 didn't come out till the year after you
Oh,
left.
Yeah,
maybe that was.
2014.
I don't know. I still played it up until like 2015ish. So
Right.
I didn't get a PS4 till like last year, so I played it a good bit.
But continue on. Your PS3, you brought it.
So I brought it with me, and I still had fun with it. My roommates had fun with it, and then I got introduced to League of Legends and stuff like that. So I started playing like more PC games, like I haven't really played a whole lot of. And then
League is a great start to that scene, like the MOBAs.
that's what started me into the PC gaming realm, and it's why I learned that like mouse and keyboard is better for certain kinds of games, especially.
Right.
So then I started playing like here or there. Like I didn't have a computer yet, like a gaming computer, so I just played on like my school computer. Then I played on my one. I moved to a different place out here, and I played my friend's gaming PC, which is outdated now, but at the time it was like top of the line shit, and it outperformed the PS4 and everything at the time. And I fell in love with it, and after that I was like, all right, I'm building a gaming PC, and here I am. I got a gaming PC.
PC Master Race.
I love
There's
it.
actually. Do you know the PC Master Race rap by Warp Zone?
I
We're
never.
gonna
No.
shout them out, dude. They have some great videos. They're just so dumb that you laugh at it. Like,
that's a very weird sounding shout out. Oh yeah, their videos are dumb, but it makes you laugh, so why not?
Alright, I'm going with my number one.
You're gonna
Okay,
get sued for libel in like 10 minutes.
so this is like 2006 at my grandma's house, and I brought my GameCube to my grandma's house because I mean, everybody at their grandma's house, you eat, have fun for a little bit, and then you don't know what the hell to do. So I brought my GameCube because I knew that moment was gonna come. Here's the thing, I forgot to bring games. I have no games, right? I just have my controller, my GameCube. I thought I left a game inside the GameCube, which I thought XD Gala Darkness was inside of it, but it wasn't. So I didn't have a game.
Rookie move.
Yeah, I know. Good old 2007 Dylan. And I'm like, Grandma, I forgot a game. And she's like, you want to go out to the store? It'd be like an early birthday present. And
I
I'm
know
like,
what
oh,
this
okay. Oh, I'm okay. But she's like, you have a $15 limit. I'm like, $15.
That's tough.
So we go to, at the time, it was EB Games. We go to EB Games,
At
right?
the mall?
And not at the mall. This was in, my grandma lives towards Pittsburgh. She's like
Okay.
10 minutes from Kennywood, if you know the area. West Mifflin, that's where she lives.
Okay.
Right.
But okay, so we go to I think it was Century 3 Mall we actually went to. We went to
Okay.
Century 3 Mall and went to the EB Games there, right? And I looked at the GameCube games. There's all these Mario games, all this other stuff. I was like, this is over the price limit. And then I saw Metroid Prime, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, it said $4, and I'm like, I also got another game too since I had a limit. It said $4. I'm like, that character's on Smash Brothers, right? I'm like, all right, this would be cool. I mean, I've never played a game with this character in it before. I mean, it's probably not that good, but I'm gonna have some downtime and actually play it. So it's like, I want this game, but right, but that was the game I was like meh about at the time. And I was like, meh, Metroid Prime. And then I see Spyro, A Hero's Tale 2. And I picked that one up. I'm like, oh, awesome, Spyro. And then, so first I go back to my grandma's house, right? Put Spyro in. Disc is unable to be read.
No.
Can't read the disc.
Oh, figure.
I'm like, crap. Oh, I got Metroid. I mean, I pop it in, right? Title screen. I was like, just mind blown, man. I was wow. And then you start the game, right? And like, there's this 3D feel to it. I'm like, okay, this is badass. And then I start going through it, doing all the whole first level when they give you, like the basic power-ups already, and then you fight Parasite Queen. And that was the most fun I've had on a boss in so long. But then, you get sent down to Taloon 4, and all your gear goes missing, and then you have to find all your gear and everything else. The game is absolutely awesome. And me as a kid, that blew my mind. But, just like any kid on, a Zelda game or a Metroid game, they get stuck on a part and they get pissed off. But that's where I'm going to end
Water Temple.
my list. Yes.
Water Temple. Oh my god. Dude,
Okay,
yeah.
so on the 3DS, the Water Temple is so much easier.
I could never
Yes.
get past the freaking whatever that was coming down. Was it a meteor or something? I could never get through
You had
that.
to travel
good
back
math.
in time. You
I
had to
know
travel
that.
back in time.
I know, but I could never. After I traveled back in time, I could never. I always ended up getting to the same
Richie,
spot.
me and you did together that one time.
Yeah, but I could never do it alone. I remember you and I got it together, and that was the most awesome.
We had to
freaking
remember
game
the
in
codes, like
I-
the passcodes and all that stuff.
You freaking.
Oh, you're talking about-
like the time.
You guys are talking about Town Square
Oh,
in Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're stuck as Deku Link.
Yes.
We're like, oh my god, we're gonna die.
And then like you have to get to the clock tower, and then you have to play the pipes.
Yep.
and
I
go
wish
back
there was
in
another
time.
game like that. I wish there was another game like that.
Ocarina. Dude, I want that re-released on something modern so that I can play it
3DS.
again.
3DS.
Oh.
It might come out on
And
Switch.
The Wii and the Wii U also had it.
That's awesome. I need to play that again at some point. I missed that game.
Bro, I haven't been playing my 3DS, so I'll let you borrow it and mail it to you or something.
We'll talk about that. We'll figure it out.
I can't even.
I
If
got
you
you.
get yourself a cheap
That game
3DS,
was-
I'll show you how
Anyways.
to hack it.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the final mic, and we're gonna give some honorable mentions. So my honorable mentions are going to be GoldenEye 64. I couldn't leave that out of there. Okay, so another one, Smash Bros. 64 for an accidental gaming experience. I mean, it was when everybody was equal and you didn't need to have skill to play it, because there was no forward aerial or anything like that. I mean, it was a fun game. So Smash Bros. 64, GoldenEye 64, and my other honorable mention is Gears of War 3.
Nice.
Go ahead with you guys' honorable mentions.
Mine is probably NFL Street because I didn't expect it to be awesome, and that game was just top of the line great. Like NFL Street 2, those games.
Bro,
were
backyard
so
football.
awesome. I don't think I ever played the backyard football. I don't know. I don't
that
remember,
one was
but
fun.
that, I don't have
Any
many
of the
honorable
Mario
mentions.
sports games.
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers. I didn't expect to get into that one, and you guys already know that history. That
You got me hooked on
that
that.
was solid. Yeah, big time hooked. Just GameCube and
Angel got me started on Melee, but I played 64 when I was at, my old foster homes and everything. I played the Smash Brothers 64,
Yeah.
and then I played the Melee one on Angel's GameCube because I didn't have the game myself, and then
Right.
I got the game later on, and then Brawl release day, Caleb invited me to come over to his house, and we beat Subspace Emissary with it. We didn't know at the time, but we put it on the highest difficulty, and we beat Subspace Emissary. It took us so long to beat the final boss, man. It was
I
so
I remember that.
bad.
It was really good though. That was really well done. They did that story mode really well.
The new one did it really well too. Just the cinematics weren't as good in the new one.
I got you.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah, okay. I
yes.
think we're good,
Oh
right?
my God, Stage Builder with the escape.
Stage Builder's
That
back,
was a game changer. Stage
Yes,
Builder
it
was
is.
game changer.
and people
Stage
can't stop
Builder
making
is back.
dicks.
Keith.
Honorable mentions.
Yes, honorable mention. Stage
First,
Builder.
oh yeah. Now, first honorable
Halo
mention.
Forge.
PS1, Tomba 2. Got me introduced into like basic RPG stuff and adventure games. Honorable mention number 2 is Grand Theft Auto 3. That game blown like all kinds of boundaries. As in, it's like pretty much had none. Honorable mention number 3. Fuck.
Jeopardy for Super Nintendo.
I can't think of my honorable mention number 3 at the moment. I had it, but I forgot.
E.T. for Super Nintendo.
No, for Atari.
Oh, it was for Atari.
That's the
My
game
bad.
that got buried in the desert.
Yo, Sonic the Hedgehog, 2006.
Oh god.
Okay, so the sequel of this video is gonna be 3 accidental game experiences that absolutely ruined the series for you.
Oh boy.
God.
So tune in next time
I'm gonna have
on
Pokemon
the
again.
Webisode, and this is why. Wow, I can't believe it. This is the Webisodes. I'm the producer, and I will talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.
Adios.